Check this out. Wealthy black women versus poor men. Wealthy black women versus poor men. What do I have to say about that? Wealthy black women versus poor men. Well, I know how the black woman think when it comes to money and how they differentiate wealth, because black women have a tendency to live outside of their means. You'd be like, how is it that you got this but you don't have that? You know what I'm saying? How is it that you got uh how is it that you got these wigs and these fingernails and getting your hair and nails done, and how you got these and your kids over here look like Raggedy Ann and Andy? All right. So wealthy black women versus poor black men. Okay. So the black woman versus the black man in this ultimate battle of the sexes. Obviously wealth is still what you call it, a factor when it comes to who a woman is going to choose to be with. And Abraham was probably the only exception, because Abraham was poor. He was homeless. He was nomadic. He only had a tent for him and his wife, a small little tent for him and his wife, and they set up and brought it down no matter where they went, and they slept outside in that tent. No matter if it was stormy raining, if it was snowing outside, if it was hailing, thunder, lightning, whatever it was, they was in a tent while everybody else was, in their kingdoms and shit like Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in the royal palace and all that shit. So besides the thundering and the lightning and the rain, and all this, that, and the other, the majority of the thing that they had to deal with was heat. Because over there, it's hot, nigga. The one element that you deal with over there is heat. And you ain't felt heat until you went over there. Now you know what hot means. No, when they say it's hot over there, nigga, it's hot over there, nigga. It ain't hot over here. It's hot over there, nigga. I'm in a tank top right now. Ain't no fucking way you could be over there with a fucking tank top, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around and get burnt the fuck up. It's hot over there, nigga. So you say, why? What does that got to do with anything with a rich black woman? I'm gonna tell you this. All right. Abraham was poor. He lived in a tent. The Pharaoh lived in the palace. So even though Sarah was promised a son by Abraham, okay, look what she was promised to have a son. But look what happened. She ended up becoming the wife of the Egyptian Pharaoh. And Abraham, her husband, had to sit outside of the palace because the Pharaoh thought and understood, just like Abraham said, just like Sarah testified, Just like all the peoples of Israel said and confirmed that that was his sister. That's just his sister. That's just his sister. Your sister? He found it rather to be strange because they had Sarah in a ark, a golden ark, a box. They put her in a box like a treasure chest. They had her in a treasure chest. All right. They had her in a treasure chest. They hid her. So when they was like, you gotta open up the box, Abraham and then was like, nah, we ain't opening up the box. And the Egyptians was like, nah, you finna open up the box because we don't know what's up off in here. You know what I'm saying? Whoop, 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 whoop. Nothing could come in. So when they pressed upon the Hebrews to open up the box and they saw Sarah up off in there, they went and told Pharaoh. Saw the most beautiful woman that ever lived. They had her hid in a golden box like she was jewelry. So obviously this woman, more beautiful than any woman they ever seen, must have been a very prized possession. All right. Now, mind you that Pharaoh took Sarah to be wife, even though she was wife to Abraham. Now, Sarah had two husbands. How do you know it was only for 3 months? How do you know she was only gone? You like, she was only gone for like 3 months. Nigga, it could have been 13 years. How do you know Sarah wasn't up off in Egypt for 13 years? They don't give you a space and time frame of how long Pharaoh decided to let Sarah go because the Lord said, nigga, you a dead man. You don't let her go. Could have been over there for 13 years. Sitting outside Pharaoh apartment, house, condo, mansion, whatever you want, palace, sitting outside, weeping and boo-hooing. And oh, my poor wife, Sarah. He's trying to stick her. He's trying to stick her. You know what I'm saying? The agony and shit that he went through. The agony and shit that Abraham went through, homie. The mental anguish that he went through knowing that his wife is upstairs, getting undressed and getting dressed and getting kissed on and hugged on and rubbed on. Booty cheeks is getting slapped up. Fingering already slid itself inside the pussy hole to see how wet it can get. That's his motherfucking wife and he's Pharaoh. The only thing that's gonna stop him from sticking his dick in her mouth or the pussy or fucking her in her ass was God. You understand that shit? He's Pharaoh. You in his kingdom. And you just got through testifying before everybody, even the Pharaoh, even your own people, that ain't nobody but your sister. In fact, Pharaoh got so upset that he pulled Abraham. It's like, man, I thought you said this was your sister. You told me she was your sister. What the fuck you lied to me for? You know, you could have had got me killed and this, that, and the other. He tells Abraham everything that befell him, all the horrible shit that came upon him ever since they came there. You told me this was your motherfucking sister. Come to find out, this is your motherfucking wife. And you thought to do this shit because you didn't think that I had integrity enough to understand that this is your wife And you thought that I didn't fear God enough to understand that this was your wife, and you thought that I was going to kill you over this woman. Now look at me and my kingdom. We're struck by the Lord, and this. Take whatever the fuck you want and get the fuck out of my kingdom, and don't bring your Hebrew ass back over here no more to Egypt. In fact, they spoiled them and sent them away so fast to get up out of there that after they was gone, they celebrated. The Egyptians started celebrating. It's been a feast ever since then. It was a feast ever since then. And I'm gonna tell you what it was the feast of the pharaohs, and it was something that they would get a whole lot of fish and eat. That festival, it will have a fish festival, fish, bread, things like grapes and shit like that. That's what I forgot what the name of the festival was, but ask an Egyptian. I'm not Egyptian. All right. Ask an Egyptian. I'm not Egyptian. I'm telling you as a Hebrew. All right. Now, Abraham, after receiving Sarah back from the Pharaoh, guess what? It happened again. Sarah was getting took away from Abraham everywhere he went. He couldn't even have Sarah. Fuck you talking about. Niggas was trying. You gotta understand, it was just Abraham. They didn't even have a son. It was just Abraham and Sarah, and maybe 300 servants, maybe about 300, 400, maybe five. And on top of that, you gotta understand too that Lot, his brother Lot, his nephew Lot was getting ready to leave. Lot had more abundance than Abraham did. Abraham didn't have more than Lot. There was Lot's men fighting over the space and shit with Abraham's servants. Like, man, we can't get nothing. We too many. That was Lot. And that, but they are family. This is what y'all not understanding. A family don't mean shit when your livestock can't eat. So they separated. He went to Sodom and Gomorrah. And you know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. And man, it's exhausting, homie. It's like, what more do an angel have to do? Like Devin Haney said, what more do a nigga gotta prove? Prove. Prove this. Prove that. Prove. Prove it. Prove it. Show me, prove it. Then y'all came up with a show me state, which is even worse. Show me state. I'm from the show me state, nigga. Nigga, I'll show you something, but you ain't gonna like it. It's called fire and brimstone. Since you gotta have all these signs and proof and show you something. Motherfucker, Christ said, blessed, more blessed. He said not only to Thomas, he said it to his disciples. He said, you have seen me, therefore you believe. But I tell you right now, verily I say, more blessed are those that have not seen and yet still believe. You believe only because you seen me. But I tell you, there are some people that have not seen me or heard of me, and they still believe that they are more blessed. They ain't even seen me. How did I see them? I wasn't born. I wasn't born when Christ was walking the face of the earth. But damn, every time I talk to people, I don't feel the faith of Christ from people that say they believe in God, they believe in the only Son of God, they believe in the Holy Spirit. But when I talk to them, I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I don't see it. I don't, man. So I don't trust you. I don't see it. I don't hear it. I don't feel it. Your spirit is not in agreement with me, and my spirit is not in agreement with you. So no, I don't believe it, man. And you're like, well, maybe your spirit is stronger in the Lord than mine is. What the fuck? There's only one God. How the hell is my faith in God gonna be stronger than yours? You just now becoming a believer, then your motherfucking faith is supposed to be as strong as mine. Well, the Bible talks about babies in the faith. Motherfucker, have you ever seen a baby? After so long, that baby starts saying, I can't sit in this spot no more. I gotta crawl. Then all of a sudden, like, I ain't crawling no more. I'm finna walk. Now I don't want no more milk out the wild. Give me some meat. So how in the hell is a baby more productive than you are? You mean tell me, dude, after 5 years, is that baby is now, after 5 years, that baby is now able to do these things. Walk. After 5 years, that baby is now able to walk, talk, eat, go to the bathroom on his own, and take a bath. At 5 years old. So you mean to tell me that a grown motherfucker, when they come into the knowledge and the truth, you not as productive as children that naturally grow in the 5 years. Because after 5 years, you as a believer, you can't even pray. You don't know how to pray. Man, that communication is the key. What the heck you mean after 5 years you don't know how to pray? And when you do pray, it don't even sound like a prayer. It sounds like God said, he said, you ask, but you ask amiss. You ask amiss. When you pray, you know what I'm saying? When people, I don't understand. Then they complain. They say they so righteous, but then they start complaining that, oh, God didn't hear, must not have heard my prayer. I'm like, I wouldn't want to hear your prayer. I don't want to hear you talking. I hear you every day. I wish you would learn to shut up. Half the time when you come in the door, I get quiet. I get on my phone and start doing what I'm doing because I don't want to talk to your stupid ass. Because I know some stupid shit is going to come out of her motherfucking mouth. She's foolish and ignorant, stupid and quick to talk and don't know shit. She's unapologetic and then she's motherfucking, what you call that, proud about it. She make a stupid ass statement and then start laughing it off. It reminds me of somebody that shits on themselves and then turn around and laugh it off as though it was what you call that, comic relief. Everybody want to be a motherfucking comedian. Everybody want to be Kevin Hart. Everybody want to be Bill Cosby now. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, Kevin Hart ain't even Kevin Hart. And the reason why Kevin Hart is the way that he is because he could not find another way to make it in this life except telling jokes, nigga. Telling jokes was his only way to make it. And if he wasn't gonna suck no dick when he got to Hollywood, he wouldn't have made it. That goes not only for motherfucking Kevin Hart, that goes for Chris Tucker, that goes for Ice Cube, NWA, and Dr. Dre, that goes for Snoop Dogg, that goes for Puff Daddy, that goes for Tupac and Biggie, and they both supposed to be dead. You talking about all this clone shit that's going on in Hollywood. Let me tell you something. My dad, my grandma, my family is from Los Angeles, California. My grandma's house was directly behind the California sign that everybody liked to worship. My house, the house that I lived in with my mom, my dad, and my grandma in California was you go out in the backyard and you see the motherfucking Hollywood sign. It's right there. You know what I mean? Like shit. Right behind the motherfucking house. You take motherfucking Cimarron Avenue. You come off of West 29th Place. You make that right going down Cimarron Avenue. And you take Cimarron Avenue until you get to West Adams and you will already be there at Studio B, 5-minute drive. From my grandma's house. My grandma's house address was 2222 West 29th Place, Los Angeles, California, 90018. Ruth Woodward was her name. Ruth. And everybody know her. All right. Everybody know who she is. You should have seen the funeral when she passed. My brother Zach told me what it was about because we were back in Texas and my mom, my birth mother, we was burying her. So anyway, everything that I say about Hollywood, motherfuckers should take that shit to heart, nigga. Ain't no fucking way you getting in Hollywood and you finna collect a check. Guess where it's gonna come from? If you work for Hollywood in the studios, guess where your check gonna come from? The Academy. You don't get paid from Hollywood. You get paid from the Academy of Arts and Science. Them the motherfuckers that cut you a check. Fuck you talking about? Why the fuck you think everybody that get into acting gotta go to the Academy of Arts and Science? Don't give a fuck that you know how to play an instrument. You know how many motherfuckers in this world know how to play a motherfucking instrument? And you ain't getting no check from Hollywood. Except you do two things. First, you gotta sign on the dotted line. That's the Academy of Arts and Science. Like, how do I know all this? First off, motherfucker, like I said, I've talked to so many people in this world growing up that they are stupid. And people be like, man, why am I like the way that I am? You know what I'm saying? It's because growing up, and I thought that as a kid that, when my brother had cracked my skull real bad with that fucking brick. And as a kid, before I went to school, my brother, you can almost kind of see the dent, okay, like right here. You can kind of like see it if you pay close attention how it kind of dents off a little bit, like right up off in here. You can see how it kind of dents off a little bit, but then look at this side, how smoother it is. You know what I'm saying? All right. You can kind of tell like it's been altered a little bit. And you can kind of see the dent like right there. But anyway, that's where my head was cracked open, bleeding and everything. And my mom was like, screaming, like, I can see the brain. See the brain. She was on the phone with the doctor, and the doctor was like trying to. Let me tell you something, man. When your head is really cracked open like that, it's something. It really affects your eyes. It really do. It affects everything. It really does. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the way that I talk, it might seem like, he mumbles a lot. Like, nah, you have no idea. You really don't. You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, why you slur your words so often? I had to train myself on how to really talk again. You know what I'm saying? After that stuff that happened when my brother did that, how it happened was more horrific than the actual, oh, he just got hit in the head by a rock. Nobody, and I fucking tell you, nobody fucking takes a rock to the head like that and live, my nigga. Nobody. There is no fucking way that a rock could fall on top of somebody's head after being thrown, cut down tree limbs and leaves. The kids, he ain't even in school yet. Not even a kindergarten or preschool. He ain't even in preschool yet. He ain't even 5 years old. And you mean to tell me your oldest son that's in middle school takes a big ass rock like this and throws that shit? Not only it goes up into the earth, which means it's gonna take velocity, but then the speed and the force of it causes it to climb. So as I'm running towards the house, I see it going up, and I'm like, oh. I start taking off running towards the house, like, running, trying to run. The rocks start cutting down tree limbs and shit. That's what made me run. When I saw it do that, I took off running. I was running towards the house, and the thing came down and bah! I mean, the thing came down and smashed me right on top of my head as I was running towards the house. How did I make it to the house? I don't freaking even know. I don't know. I don't know. All I can remember, all I can remember is waking up, and my mom is in the tub. I'm in the tub. My mom is in the tub with me, keeping the pressure on the head with a cloth, trying to keep the blood out of my ears and trying to wipe it from my eyes and my nose and trying to keep me, she's like, wake up, don't wake up, don't. I'm like, Mom, uh, I'm tired. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm sleepy. At that, your mom would be, don't go to sleep. No, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. And I'm like, Mom, I'm tired. I think I'm just gonna lay down. I'm gonna see y'all in heaven. I mean, at that point in time, one time I remember falling out like in the tub, and I'm it looks I remember seeing the water coming out of the tub like real cold water. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't feel so cold, and I can have I can remember ice being dropped on my body. I remember my mom keeping pressure on top of my head. I remember Patricia, what's her name? Patricia too? Derek Parks, Bo Parks, Teresa Parks was her name. Her name was Teresa. My mom's name was Patricia. Teresa Parks was screaming to the top of her lungs. She was like, call the hospital, call the hospital, call the hospital, call the doctor. And I remember a vigil. Candlelight service and things like that, candlelights. I remember them trying to do something like that, I guess, and it just goes blank after that, man. I remember one day waking up from, I guess, a coma or something. I remember waking up and I'm in my bed, and that was it, man. And people was looking at me, my brothers, everybody looking at me like, you know, oh no, he's woke. He's woke. And you seen my oldest brother Zach, the one that hit me in the head with the rock that cracked my skull and stuff. He had this look on his face like, I got you, nigga. I got you, nigga. You almost killed me, motherfucker. Fuck you mean you got me. So, and that's the reason why we was always fighting. My brother Zach was my very first fight. My brother Zach was my very first fight. I went to church. I remember going to church that one Sunday because my mom was a Church of God in Christ Pentecostal, but my dad was a Seventh Day Adventist, and my grandma was Seventh Day Adventist. And but my uncle, he was a Jehovah's Witness. My aunt was a Jehovah's Witness on my mama's side. So it's man, them Sunday worshiping shits, man. I'm telling you, woo. He got, you know what I'm saying, y'all. It was man. It's just too many different religions, bro. Fucking too many different religions out there, man. And none of them really lead you back to the commandments of God. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can mention the 10 commandments, but when you turn around and you say, oh, it's okay for you to keep pagan holidays, then all those keeping commandment stuff is null and void. It's thrown out the window. Stop playing with God. You can't in mathematics, you can't give the right answer You can't work the problem out with the right answer and then put the decimal point in the wrong place and still for the problem to be right. No, because $10 is no longer $10, it becomes $1. You put the decimal point in the wrong place, it's no longer $1, it now becomes $10. You put the decimal point in the wrong place, it's no longer 50 cents, it's now $50. So nah, man, had the decimal point being in the wrong place, the problem is still wrong. So that's how I feel about all y'all paganistic holidays, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, and bullshit, Valentine's Day. And that's how God feels about it. It's an abomination. And God is going to answer you. He's going to judge you and answer you according to your deeds and your abominations and your practices and your witchcraft and your sorcery and your magic and your rebellion and your disobedience. He going to answer you, black man, white man, Mexican man. He going to answer you, Japanese, Chinese. God is going to answer you. And he got a place to put each and one of you. Got a place to put every one of you. You want to act like Satan and be like Satan. You want to follow after him. Satan decided he wasn't going to do it what God commanded him to do. And 600 other angels decided to follow after Satan. God said, get out. You want to follow after Satan? Get out. You too shall be destroyed. Then he cast them all out into outer darkness. Listen, man, nobody is going to tolerate you. If you think somebody's tolerating you, God is only taking his time so that those who are righteous can be sealed by the seal of God. And the sinners that will repent, this is the reason why it's taking so long. But you got to understand, time is being cut off. Time is being cut away. If you want to walk around here like that's your weapon of choice, time, so I can take all the time that I want to, if that's your attitude, my nigga fool, you have ran out of time. You have ran out of time. Look at the 10 virgins. Five was foolish and the other 5 was wise. The foolish one burnt their lamps all night long. And soon as the bridegroom come, they was like, hey, we don't have any more oil left because we burnt our lamps all night long waiting on the bridegroom. Well, the wise ones was like, you are a foolish female for doing that shit because now the bridegroom comes. But anyway, go and get you some oil from the marketplace. Because I ain't got enough for you and me. I ain't got enough for myself and then for you. So they decide they're going to go get them some oil from the marketplace. And guess what? While they was gone, the bridegroom came. They waited all night for the bridegroom, but when he came, you wasn't there. He wasn't ready. You might have been ready, but you wasn't ready anymore. What happened? You ran out of oil? Okay, so who got married then? It was supposed to be 10 bridesmaids. They gone now. And the ones that was there, 5 of them, that was wise, they are now getting married to the bridegroom. What was he coming to get married for? It was supposed to be 10 of them. And it only wound up being 5. Maybe y'all read the Bible so incorrectly. And last but not least, man, check this out. In Revelations, the 22nd chapter, he said, "Behold, I send my angel to testify these things in the churches." You don't even know who the 2 witnesses are that's supposed to be coming according to Revelations, let alone who the servant of God that Christ himself sent. This is Christ's servant. He said, "Behold, I sent my angel to testify these things in churches." And you definitely ain't going to be able to speak stupid to this person. You can't speak stupid to a mother and a father that'll whoop your ass for talking shit. Where you going? All right, go ahead. I heard your mom out there. I was just asking where you going. All right. Have a good time. See what I mean? Uh, you see how I'm direct? That's not my son. He not. I got 2 daughters, Kayla and Jayla. That's not my son. What? You never lock the door. No. All right, have fun, bro. He finna go swimming at the daycare. That's the reason why he's so excited. Got his bag. He like, if y'all want to go swimming, you better be up there by 9 o'clock. He running out the door. He even left the cartoon on. Cartoon ain't got shit when it comes on swimming, homie. When I was a kid growing up, going to T.G. Terry Elementary, and around about the summertime, because T.G. Terry Elementary School, they had a swimming pool at the park where you had the school. Then behind the school there was a swimming pool, and behind the swimming pool, around about the same area, was a big old public park, and we all used to walk up there to go swimming in the summertime. And my dad, he was in the military, and military reserve. My mom, she worked at technical Texas Instrument, TI, Texas Instrument, and she worked with the computers and did all that computer programming and stuff like that. My mom literally could invent a computer for your ass. She could literally build a motherfucking computer. My mom was a genius. Now, what happened to me with my brother before I went to school and everything, how my head was messed up. I was in and out of the hospital the first 10 years of me going to school. I was in and out of the hospital damn near every week. I started developing complications called severe migraine headaches and loss of vision, blurriness and double vision, and nausea. I was so nauseated all the time and didn't understand why. Eventually, after cause you gotta understand, it happened before I went to school. You gotta understand, it happened before I went to school, and you gotta understand, I was only like 4 years old, So my brother, he was already in school. He was already getting ready to go to. He was getting ready to go to junior high that year. I wasn't even in school. All right, I wasn't even in school yet. The summertime was still there. He's getting ready to go to junior high. He had already graduated from T.G. Terry. He's getting ready to go to Skyline. All right. So we ended up back in California for the summertime. Like I said, it's a swimming thing back then.